What's going on, everyone? TJ Fitness doing his reviews, and together with me today, dedicated nutrition, unstoppable pre-workout. Listen, people, you probably ran into the company. The brand is very well known outside the US. They launched in the US, I think in 2018. They have a couple of products that are promoting the unstoppable pre-workout and their BCAA sensation BCAA product, which I actually have here, and I should definitely get to review it sometime soon. Anyway, their sponsored athlete is Simeon Panda, so they're well known, a well-known person at least. Going into the US, I'm going to take you through the label of this pre-workout. I'm going to tell you what it's all about, and this is really different. I have to tell you that these guys took a very different approach to a pre-workout, and I'm going to take you through it. Then I'm going to share with you my personal experience using this baby. Then, right towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you my final verdict. Who should use it? Should you use it? Should you care? Let's get right into it. Okay guys, so like I mentioned, Dedicated Nutrition, it's a Canadian company that's been active for a while, and actually they have quite a big following and a big brand outside the US, and I do think that some of the products are actually different outside the US, like different formula, like for example, Unstoppable Pre-Workout. If you used Dedicated Nutrition's products outside the US and they are different from what I'm going to take you through right now, please comment below in the video, let the family know. Anyway, as far as the pre-workout itself, which they've been promoting, I really like the design of this thing, you know, like this all ragged look, and really they have like just good looking stuff. Their shakers look good. They have the most beautiful bro jug, water jug ever, which I had one, but it broke down. It fell on the floor and just exploded. But they have like just good looking stuff, and I just generally speaking dig the look and feel. Like if you go to their site, you see that they have a lot of apparel, and I have some of their apparel here. Man, it looks amazing. Actually, the apparel looks freaking amazing. That yellow thing that you see here. I'm going to put a couple of pictures here. Anyway, let's get into the bottom of this thing here with the Unstoppable pre-workout. So this pre-workout comes into the market, and it's really a very interesting twist. You know, we're used to seeing either like steam heavy pre-workouts, you know, stuff that has caffeine, sometimes forget even DMHA. Let's talk about traditional steams, because this definitely falls into the traditional steams. So we're used to seeing like a lot of caffeine, 300 milligrams of caffeine, 400 milligrams of caffeine, maybe even more. We're used to seeing dynamine or theacrine, and we're used to seeing other stuff like, let's say, hordenine, allostatin, hygenamine, whatever, like steam heavy pre-workouts. Then we're used to see some of the, let's call them beginner pre-workout. Let's think C4, Cellucor C4, right? Like, so maybe 200 milligrams of caffeine, something else like synephrine, a couple of other stuff around it just to increase metabolic rate and like to get that energy. Very, very minimal pump formula, not a lot of focus elements, and you know, and just it, like beginner. So you need to, like us, people like us would need to double or triple scoop this thing. This thing here is very strange because it actually, like when you look at the label, it's very hard to understand exactly where is this thing positioned. I'm going to take you through the label here and you're going to understand it. Let's start with the pump formula. So you have L-citrulline at 3 grams, which is actually super respectable. So 3 grams is the clinical dose. If you feel L-citrulline, you're going to be happy with that. Then you have glycerol at 1 gram, which is actually low. Like you want to see like 2 grams of glycerol, definitely in this form. It's not like Glycerpump or any Hydromax. It's actually like literally glycerol. 1 gram is not going to be super effective. Then you have 750 milligrams of agmatine. I want to see 1 gram, so it's almost there. And that's it as far as pump. So it's a respectable formula. I mean, a lot of the Steam Junkie pre-workouts that we see have less than that or nothing. But this one has a respectable formula, but it's almost there. Then it has betaine at 1.5 grams, which is at the lower end, and that's going. But it's betaine nitrate, so that's going to help with pumps also. And then you have theacrine at 120 milligrams, so it's 250 and 40%, which is good. That's a good quantity for theacrine. So you know, theacrine is sort of old news by now. You're seeing mostly dynamine, which is like theacrine on steroids. No, not real steroids. But anyway, you have caffeine at 175 milligrams. Which is really on the lower end. That's like C4, Cellucor C4 caffeine. And then, but you have also decaffeine malate and Finergy 50 milligrams, so that's going to add about 30 milligrams, a bit more, but anyway, forget the math. Anyway, altogether you have like 200 and some milligrams of caffeine, so definitely on the lower end. And then you have a couple of other things. You have your Ordelia Rosea at 150 milligrams, so that's okay. That's gonna help with mental focus a bit. Then you have Astrogen at 50 milligrams. You have Hordenine at actually 75 milligrams, which is on the higher end for Hordenine. I really like it as a thermogenic focus element. You have Synephrine at 30 milligrams, Synephrine HCl, which is actually good. That's a good amount for increasing metabolic rate and getting that energy going. You have Theobromine at 50 milligrams, which is nothing. That's like 5 milligrams of caffeine energy. You have Uperzine at 10 milligrams, so 100 micrograms, which is okay. And then you have, listen to this, you have Alpha Yo at 2 milligrams. Seriously, Alpha Yo at 2 milligrams. So Alpha Yo, we're used to seeing in the more steam heavy pre-workouts, right? I mean, this is what you add to a pre-workout that is already steam heavy and you want to get that extra edge, that rage, that craziness, right? So here you're having 2 milligrams of Alpha Yo in a pre-workout that really the only hardcore stimulant here is 225 milligrams of caffeine and 120 milligrams of theacrine. Not very hardcore, and still you get the Alpha Yo. It's a very interesting choice, I have to say. Very different. So when I first took this and I was looking at the label, I was trying to figure out where exactly is this position. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a beginner pre-workout, even though the profile you could argue is sort of a beginner pre-workout. Because seriously, 2 milligrams of Alpha Yo for a lot of people, definitely let's say female or just begin, I mean that's gonna hit you so hard, you're gonna feel it. 2 milligrams is a lot. So it's not the most I've seen, but it is a lot. It's enough to feel. And then it's not really a steam junkie pre-workout. And it's really not there in the middle, like, you know, like the Nitroflexes or whatever that you have like 350 milligrams of caffeine, a bunch of other stuff that you're gonna get the energy going. Really interesting. I'm not exactly sure. A lot of pump formula, but not a lot of power. Not really sure what this was supposed to be when I was looking at it. Let me share with you my personal experience. So this flavor I have here is Bomb Pop. Whatever, it's actually a good flavor. I tried the other flavor also, which I can't remember right now. Both of them were good flavors. I don't know what Bomb Pop is supposed to be, probably like Bumpsicle or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a good flavor and who cares. As far, by the way, 30 servings in this thing, right? Yeah, 30 servings. As far as my personal experience, because this is what matters, labels are just labels. We need to see how we feel. So listen, as far as personal experience, energy-wise, I didn't get enough. Like 200 milligrams of caffeine for me is just not enough. So there's two options that you stand with this thing as you start taking it. You definitely feel the Alpha Yo, right? So you feel the Alpha Yo. I mean, like if you try to double scoop this thing or even 1.5 scoop, you're gonna have significant side effects unless you can take a lot of Alpha Yo. So taking like double scooping this thing is out of the equation. So if you feel the energy, so let me take you through this, okay? Let me take a step back. Pumps are great. Actually, the pumps are actually solid. I like the way I felt with this thing. The pump formula is solid and you feel it. Is it the best pump I've ever had? No, but it's okay. Definitely better than your entry level, most of your entry level pre-workouts. As far as the energy, which is really where it is, I didn't get a lot of focus, like the focus thing. There's no L-tyrosine, there's no alpha GPC, there's definitely no Arayagenesis or DMHA. There's the Hordenine, but Hordenine really works well with other stuff, and here in this formula, at least for myself, I didn't get any focus element. The Synephrine comes in together with the caffeine. It usually works well. Like if you have like 300, 400 milligrams of caffeine together with Synephrine, you feel the energy effect, like 5150 by Rich Piana. I didn't get a lot of that here. So bottom line, like the energy effect is okay. It's okay. Like it's definitely better than a C4, right? There's more stuff here, but it's not overwhelming. I would say energy-wise, it feels like a beginner pre-workout. But you then definitely feel the Alpha Yo side effects, like the chills and the increased heart rate. So it's sort of a strange feeling, like it's a beginner energy with with an advanced side effects, right? Now I can take a lot of Alpha Yo, so I actually like it. So what I actually did with Dedicated Nutrition's Unstoppable, in order to actually become unstoppable, I actually took another extra pill of caffeine, which brought it to 325 milligrams of caffeine. And then actually my experience was much better. And you know, these pills are super cheap, so I get them on my protein or whatever. It's like literally nothing. Like I get like 100 pills for $3. So I added 100 milligrams of caffeine to this thing, and then I actually felt much better. Then I would say with an extra 100 milligrams of caffeine, it became for me like a good traditional stimulants pre-workout. Without it, it just felt too little, and I did get the side effects, and I did try to double scoop this bitch. It didn't feel good. The 4 milligrams of Alpha Yo killed me. So here's my bottom line here with my verdict. I'm not sure I get it. I think if you're like, if Alpha Yo 2 milligrams plus not a lot of caffeine and theacrine gets you going, you might enjoy this thing. Other than that, I think you'll need to augment that with more caffeine to actually get the full effect. And then, you know, it's a decision. Do you actually buy this and go through the hustle of adding caffeine? Because this is not cheap. Like at $40, even with coupons and stuff like that, you will get to whatever, 30 something dollars. There's just better alternatives. I mean, go Primeval Labs Mega Pre Black, right? Or others that are, if you're going traditional stimulants, or Iron Brothers, the pre-workout. I mean, there's just better pre-workouts, 30 servings, that you don't need to augment them with shit, that just work. They give you that focus, they give you that energy, they give you everything, and you just feel good with yourself rather than trying to play with this. And at $40, even though like sometimes they do bundle it with like very cool accessories, still I'm not sure exactly what they meant. So I think it's an interesting attempt to go at like lower stimulant and still getting some effects. I'm not sure exactly what this formula is supposed to be. So my final verdict is there's better alternatives out there. I'm really sorry, Dedicated Nutrition. Really like everything you do. I just don't get this pre-workout. Listen, people. If this video was helpful in your pre-workout decision-making process, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to see more reviews like this, because this is exactly, but I mean exactly what we do here. We get this stuff, we try it. We give you our honest, unbiased freaking opinion, because this is what we do here, people. And if you want to save money on anything fitness, dedicated nutrition, whatever, you want to get this thing, you want to try it for yourself, you want to compare prices, you want to find the hottest deals from all over the web, you go to fitnessdealnews.com, you sign up to the deal alerts, because this is what we do. We don't sell anything, we just compare prices, find the hottest deals so you can save money.